Hello and welcome. I'm your host Patrick Henry, and this is my new platform, The Siege of Liberty. You may recognize me from my time at the big news networks, the mainstream media. I don't know if you noticed, but they've probably won the title of fake news ever since Trump gave it to them. Politics exists for entertainment purposes only. They prey on our dreams and sell you what you want to see, while the real work goes on behind the curtains. I couldn't live a lie anymore, so I left the network and their scripts behind so that I could lift the curtain for the world to see the truth. I'm here to bring the truth to the people, just like Prometheus did, and we're going to use it to set the world on fire. We're burning out all the corruption, burning out all the frauds. We're not covering up for the interdimensional child molesters anymore. If our reptilian overlords don't want me talking about their shape-shifting, time-traveling, blood-sucking methods, they're just going to have to do different things, aren't they? The things I've seen, they make me sick. It's one big giant cover-up going from the bottom all the way up to the top, and I have had enough. Fake news network is too busy making up stories to try to get a few clicks. Meanwhile, they're ignoring the biggest stories in human history, and all because they can't control the narrative. Well, they called Alex Jones crazy. They mocked him for telling the truth about the gay frogs. I don't blame them either. I mean, all of this is just insane. Of course, the guy screaming about secret chemical weapon programs that turn the frogs gay is nuts, right? Wrong! It's called ATRAZINE, people, and the real insanity is that there is a real group of people that spends their whole day trying to control every aspect of every part of the world, and they don't give a damn what their chemicals do to their frogs. They don't give a damn what their chemicals do to you and me. Let's clear this up right now. The issue is not gay frogs, never has been. The problem is that these chemicals are destroying testosterone production, okay? The frogs are sensitive. They're the first ones to come into contact with the ATRAZINE because it washes out of the fields and into the rivers, and they're the canaries in the coal mine, okay? Who cares about the frogs turning gay? When's the last time you saw a frog, all right? They're all gone. That's the first step. They turn them gay, and then they disappear. And now they're not a problem anymore. Where do you think this explosion of trans kids is coming from, all right? The atrazine, it's in the fields. It gets into the food. It stays there. The kids eat it. It destroys their developing endocrine systems, throws off their chemical balances, and it turns these biological boys into females. They started with the frogs, and now they're doing it to the kids, and now they're gonna come for the rest of us, alright? They want to sterilize humanity, depopulate the earth, and now they've launched the final stage of the chemical warfare, the Mountain Dew Baja Blast Pie from Taco Bell. This is the ultimate deep state weapon. Why are they trying so hard to sell this thing? What is it? Where did it come from? How can you turn Mountain Dew into a pie? The official narrative is that it's a bold, limited time Friendsgiving flex, but the truth is this is a psychochemical warfare agent used to control the population. There are no natural ingredients. Do you guys remember the scandal years ago when Taco Bell was in trouble for using grade D beef, okay? Well, they got out of it because there's no such thing as grade D beef, but they had to tell the truth, which is their meat is only 35% meat. 35%. What's the rest of it? What's the rest of it? Filler and binder. That's exactly what I mean when I say politics is for entertainment purposes only, okay? The programs they design are exactly like this 35% beef filler. They'll say, well, do you want roads and police? This is how we get roads and police. Well, how about you just give us the roads and the police without the other 65% filler and binder, chemical, mind-altering fluff, all right? Look at it. Is the Mountain Dew pie. What is that supposed to be? It's fluorescent, electric blue, designed to draw the kids in like a moth to a flame. The sugar and the caffeine alone are designed to be addictive, and then they've got all the other stuff they're spraying on the source ingredients like the ATRAZINE that's gonna make its way into their body. Who knows what else is in there? Someone knows. Someone knows, okay? Because it's an experiment. It's an experiment. They designed it all the way at the top, and they're just using us all as monkeys in their great lab experiment. And I'll tell you why, okay? I'll tell you why. Capitalism is running out of runway. The natural end of the system is all the money ends up in the hands of a very few. They get all the power. Everyone knows this. The global elite knows this, and they've been working towards it for decades, okay? How do you think we got all these billionaires? 100 years ago, there were no billionaires. Now there's all these billionaires. If nothing's done, we're looking at total global collapse and chaos. Now look, think about it, okay? They've got their bunkers and their private islands, okay? And they could just wait for us to fight it out and kill each other, fighting like starving dogs over a piece of meat, alright? Because they got all the money and there's just a little bit left for us to fight over, alright? The problem is, we might ruin their paradise with all this war and famine, and there's dead bodies in the streets, okay? They need to remove most of the 8 billion people on Earth because they don't want to pay taxes, alright? So if they just send in the death squads or start dropping the nukes, the whole place is on fire. There's dead bodies everywhere. No one wants to live in that kind of world, not even these evil billionaires. Okay, so they engineer our own demise, okay? We just stop breeding and then we bury each other and the whole mess is cleaned up. We just do it all ourselves. They're sterilizing us like they did with the frogs. Because we're at the end stage of capitalism, and instead of paying taxes, they'd rather kill off the entire world, everyone that's not on their council. Got it all connected right here. We got 1, maybe 2 generations left to fix this. And if we can't get the people to wake up and see the truth, this could really be the end of humanity. They need to keep you from looking at the slaughterhouse that they're leading us all into. That's why they're blowing up over the gay frogs instead of talking about the missing amphibians, okay? There's no gay frogs, the amphibians are missing, but we don't have that conversation. The kids are eating Mountain Dew, Baja Blast Pie for breakfast. Where do you think that's gonna lead us? There's no way. You know, they tell us there's no way, there's nothing we can do about the merciless slaughter of all the innocents going on around the world at all times, but we got police officers knocking on people's doors and arresting them for stuff that they posted on Twitter over there. It is absolutely insane. I've never seen anything like it. They call this the free world. You know, they need the entertainment. They need the entertainment to keep you in your seat. They need you to believe inside of your mind the lies that you're being sold, the stuff that they need you to believe all the stuff that they're telling you that, oh, well, we can't release the Epstein files. No, you that's the ultimate entertainment, okay? Why have they not released the Epstein files? They've had files on this guy for 20 years, okay? 2009, they were arresting this guy. 2019, they put him in jail. Now they finally released these emails, okay? This is just a get out of jail free card. These emails are, they've held on to this stuff for 20 years, okay? He's got the whole system rigged, man. Got it all mapped out here, all tight. Epstein client list, Clinton body count, ATRAZINE, missing amphibians, weather manipulation. It's all a slow drip. They just can't come out and say, oh, the whole system's corrupt and everyone's been living under the rule of interdimensional child molesters and vampires for years, okay? Because you know what? What if they found out that it was true? What if the whole world, just imagine, the entire world just all of a sudden one day realizes that our leaders are interdimensional child molesters and vampires? What do you think happens, okay? The global revolutions, it just blows up. The elite would lose their power. That's what would happen, okay? And it would be the end of the program. That's why they cannot let the truth out. And so instead, they breadcrumb us. They just be like, where's Virginia Jeffrey? Where's Jeffrey Epstein? Where's Charlie Kirk, for that matter? You know, what happens? All these people just learn something and then they just die. You know what? Next they'll be explaining how Charlie Kirk killed himself. You know, sick and twisted world we live. Just wait. It better not. Trump's the biggest distraction of them all. Trump is the biggest distraction of them all. Where are the JFK files? Where are the Epstein files? I know there's at least one person out there that remembers Donald Trump saying that he would release the Epstein files and release the JFK files and all the stuff that had to do with UFOs. Okay, these emails are not the Epstein files. Let's be real clear on that. This is 20,000 pages of distraction. Okay, there's some cool stuff in there if you want to read it, but that's not. They're burying the real answers while you're looking at this. It's a distraction. They're leading you to the slaughterhouse and they don't want you to look at it. We're arguing over whether or not Bubba is Bill Clinton and what Trump might or might not have done with him. Getting all jacked up on Mountain Dew. I want to see the reports from the FBI, the investigative analysis and the memos, the evidence, the emails. These emails are just a cheap trick designed to entertain you and distract you from what's really going on. The worst part about them refusing to release the Epstein files is these people are still out there every single day. I mean, think about it. Just think about it. You got all these billionaires, all these powerful world leaders gathering on one secret island to do the most sick and twisted acts known to mankind. And what? So they just shut it down. They shut down the party and then that was it? That's the only one they got? No way, dude. They were just able to figure out who's going to go talk to the feds and who's going to be a real bro, and they're able to take their network even deeper underground, okay? They're out there right now. This network is enormous. It's both sides of the political aisle. It's international, it's corporate, it's political. It's the military-industrial complex Eisenhower warned us all about. They've gotten all the money, all the power. We're out here chasing a six-figure salary so we can pay off the mortgage in 50 years. Meanwhile, they're stealing hundreds of billions of dollars at a time and designing your mental prison. They are not going to tax us. They are going to sterilize us. They are not going to stop the slaughter. They are authorizing it. You are not in a democracy. You are in a siege. They want you focused on the TV screen. I want you focused on your food stores. They want you arguing over the emails. I want you protecting your own bloodline. The next move is not a vote. The next move is preparation. I am Patrick Henry. This has been Siege of Liberty. They're still out there. They're still listening. Don't trust the entertainment. Trust nothing. Ah!